So what is up, everybody? If you have heard from Real to Heal, then I said I was going to be putting a video up, and this is said video. Anyway, this is going to be quick. I'm trying to make it quick. This is my top 8 singles of the year, which top 5 and 4 honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is We Got the Moves from Eskimo Callboy, or formerly known as Eskimo Callboy. It is just a very, very fun track that really came out when we had a bunch of drama, and it really helped. Like, this band is just fun. That's how I can describe it. It's hard as hell, and even when you think you're going to go for this ridiculously hard breakdown, they go for a hard style breakdown, like bum, and it just was infectious. So that is my first honorable mention. My second honorable mention is Vortex from Ginger. I love Ginger. But for people who are not used to them, Vortex was their first really big, sampling of them, and it was the first taste we heard of Wallflowers, which was yet to come. And the song starts off very melodic, a lot like Pisces or King of Everything, really, or Beggar's Dance. Like, a lot like that, very just, I gotta put it, very, like, had a very groove bass. And then, as it just keeps picking up and picking up and picking up, really showcasing Tatiana's vocals as she is gradually increasing in volume and also grit while get with the music as it's starting to basically whirl, and until you get the crescendo, which is this ridiculously crushing breakdown that oh my god, and Tatiana hits these gutturals just like whoa, spin, swirl, whoa. Probably going deeper than I did, but it's just ridiculous. And nobody really heard Ginger do a breakdown before, and this was ridiculously crushing. And if you have a chance to hear them do it live, well, see them live. You have to see them live. You have to. That was fucking incredible. And that is my second honorable mention. My third honorable mention is Dead Butterflies from Architects. It's not your typical Architects song. It's not. And that's the best part about it, is because this really cemented Sam Carter as like one of the premier vocalists in heavy music. His range is haunting. It is soothing. It is so good. Like, I couldn't believe it. And I couldn't believe I wasn't expecting a bleh. And I didn't need a bleh. I didn't need a bleh or any Architects like regional breakdown. Like, I'll admit, as an album, I like Holy Hell a lot better than this, the new one. I liked the Holy Hell a lot better than this new album, but Dead Butterflies was definitely a keeper for me, and I still spit, even though it came out like back in March or something like that. And my fourth honorable mention is Mountains from Venues. Now, this is a band from Germany I really never heard before. I was actually just looking at a Rising Empire artist because I liked Resolve and Landmarks and Eminence, the usual. And all of a sudden, they had this like zombie thing. And I was like, let's check this out. And it was Mountains from venues. And this was very in this moment-ish, like from Beautiful Tragedy, which is my favorite album from In This Moment. To be honest, I really stopped listening after the second album. It just wasn't for me. And anyway, this song was a toe tapper and catchy as hell. Daniela Liga Gruber is amazing on vocals, as well as the other screamer, and the rest of the band. It's really the poppiest song I have on this list. If you really think about it, it's very pop punky, but then you have this hard breakdown and it goes right back into it. And her vocals it fits. Everything just fits this song perfect. And now let's get into the top 5. Number 5, Constance from Spiritbox. This song came out in January, and it really was the first song Spiritbox put out since Holy Roller. And everybody knows Holy Roller. So it was the first song that really passed Holy Roller, where everybody was really, it was a fever pitch. So Spiritbox, instead of breaking everybody down again and crushing everybody, goes the complete opposite and just makes this ridiculously emotional, beautiful song about grief and loss. And Courtney LaPlante's vocals are very it's this soothing alto type style that usually you hear in a jazz club or an indie pop singer, an indie pop act. Like, you really don't get that style of vocal, especially in a metal act or metalcore act. And it was incredible. Like, Mike Stringer's guitars and his whole arrangement. It's heavy as hell, but still haunting, and it has this, how can I put it? It has this just tangible feeling that you hear this and you're just like, holy shit, this is insanely good. And I had this playing throughout the whole year. Even when my aunt died, it was just constantly going. It really helps people through a lot, and it really changed Spiritbox from that Holy Roller band to something completely different, and it really got people set for Eternal Blue, in my opinion. Number 4, Funeral Derangements from Ice Nine Kills. Now, Hip to Be Scared, Assault and Batteries, Rainy Day, all good singles, all great songs, but they sort of divided the bass a bit. Like, some people liked Hip to Be Scared, some people didn't. Same as goes for Assault and Batteries and Rainy Day. Rainy Day was more your radio pop song or radio rock song, and it's currently tearing up Sirius XM. But Funeral Derangements did one thing that those songs couldn't do. It basically united the front and the bass, actually added more people that was previously had written them off, like a couple people I know, and they were like, holy shit, this song kicks. This song brings the mosh up. It was based on Pet Sematary, and by the time you hear, Slave to the Plot, as soon as you hear Sometimes Dead Is Better, you're like, yeah! Like, you just fucking, your head banging. And it showcased the band as a whole, which has gotten a ton better. I think the Silver Scream 2 is probably the best work they've put out. It showcases them as a band like leaps and bounds. Like, the guitars are great, the bass is good, the drums are amazing. Spencer's vocals, like singing and screaming, are just top notch. Everything just fits. And this song has this ridiculously catchy chorus. Ice Nine Kills a trademark, I guess, spazcore style like verse that you hear in, the earlier stuff, Stabbing in the Dark, a lot of their screamy stuff, and you hear it in this. But it fits, it's perfect. Then the breakdown hits, and it's not a long drawn out breakdown. It's just a good breakdown, and I really dig this song. A lot of people that really written them off dug this song, and it really created a huge fever pitch for October and the release of The Silver Scream 2. So, number 3, Heaven in Hiding by Imminence. A lot of people never heard this Swedish band before, and I'm one of them. I heard them on Temptation, was like, all right, breakdown, all right, screamy. And I was like, man, that guy's an angry violinist. And then you hear this. And this song, through 4 minutes, is just epic and I'm going to use this word again, hauntingly beautiful. It is, if you watch the video, you're glued to the screen. If you hear the song, you are just mesmerized, really, by how the musical accompaniment goes with his vocals and how it's not a metalcore song. It's not. I mean, it's very almost like soft rockish, I guess. And then it hits that chorus with the heavier guitars and it starts to bring it, but it still has this innocence about it. It has this vulnerability about it, really. And that's a big thing on Eddie Berg's vocals, as this dude is so good. And as soon as you just think, okay, this was going to be, it breaks into the end of this really big crushing ending. And it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's just bum, 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 bum. And he screams and done. And it leaves the listener floored. Where'd that come from? So that was huge. That was definitely a huge one. And I continually got more and more into Imminence with the subsequent releases, Ghost, etc. And Heaven in Hiding came out. Damn good album. Love it. Anyway, number 2 is Circle With Me from Spiritbox. After Constance, this is the first single, official single for Eternal Blue. And this really brought the whole Spiritbox experience. I mean, it's not as hard as stuff like Belcada or Electric Cross or Bleach Bath, but it wouldn't have to be. I mean, it's not like Rule of Nines, which I love, but this was, how can I put it? It was very dancey, yet it was head nodding, dancey, yet also had also had this crushing feeling, and Courtney's vocals again just soared. You think that it has to be either soft and slow for her to do this very soft, soothing, and it doesn't. And she just hit it perfect. And then once Scream and the breakdown in the bridge hits, and it just crushes. And you remember that Courtney can scream. You really do, especially if you never heard Spiritbox, you're like, what? Because you're hearing, "God down the altar," and you're wondering what that is, and you're thinking it's not her. You're thinking it's like one of those videos where they have a guy or someone else scream, and hot chick screams, and then she sings. You're like, all right, I get it. But that's Courtney through and through. And then you hear the bridge of Circle With Me and the breakdown, and she just kills it. Mike Stringer's music, again, his whole arrangement is insane. How he gets the sound out of those guitars, I don't know. It's so good. And the fact that Spirit Box is starting to be more of a full band instead of just Courtney and Mike and the bass player, which is great. And I can't wait to see more. I can't wait to see them on March 19th, actually. Yeah. So that brings me number one. The song of 2021 is Any Shock. I mean, you see all the YouTube videos of people just like blown away by this song, and it's, of course, To the Hellfire from Lorna Shore. Will Ramos is insane on vocals, and for a deathcore song to be number one for me, you have to have a lot of it. Well, because I'm more of a clean vocal guy, I love clean vocals and a mix. And for a deathcore song to be number one, the music has to be memorable as all hell. And it is. I mean, long after I've heard the song, I'm still going, like it just sticks in your head. And Will Ramos's vocals are insane. And I'm not just talking about the, I'm not talking about that. I mean, even when he's doing the normal screams that he has throughout the verse, you hear this almost like melody in his scream, which is insane. It is like someone said he trained with an opera singer, and I believe it, because how there's like this hint of melody in his vocal, and it's incredible. And then, of course, when he hits those deep freaking gutturals that just destroy everything. And then the breakdown. Oh, everybody and probably seen a YouTube reaction or reaction compilation of people with the ending breakdown, and you never forget your first time hearing this song. Like, I wish I could go back to like when I heard this song the first time, and I was just like, because it drops so heavy and so hard. And then his vocals on top of it, you're just like, And when you reach the fucking good, it's just like, oh my God. And then just as soon as when he does, I can't do it. He does that, and then you think it's over. Yeah, all right, done, and boom, it hits you one last time, and you're just like, it bludgeons you. This is probably some of the hardest breakdowns I've ever heard. And that is why Lorna Shore, I mean, that is how you come back off a hiatus. That is how you come back from firing a vocalist that people loved. But unfortunately, due to allegations and stuff like that, I'm not going to get into that. I personally enjoy Will Ramos more. That is my opinion. If you like CJ, that's great. I personally like Will even doing vocals on Death Portrait, Immortal, etc. I am a Will Ramos guy with Lorna Shore. So that is my number one. I cannot wait for the full length to drop this year. Oh, I can't wait. Anyway, I'll be back with my top 5 albums of 2021. And of course, some honorable mentions. Peace!